Hello. So this is a short overview of design, what we call designing the alliance. And I've got some slides with this, but also just the sort of concept. And what I do in the group is we as a group have to design an alliance, but also then I'll put people into small groups, pods that you're going to be working with, and you design the alliance there, or you start to design the alliance. The alliance is basically an agreement. What are our agreements around behavior and around accountability and what we can count on each other for? And the reason why this is so important is that when we often work with a group or a team or in an interpersonal relationship, we focus on the to-do list, we focus on the tasks, the what. We don't think about the how. How do we want to be as a group? And it's as if the group is this, what we call the third entity. So if I'm facilitating this in a team, I will usually have an empty chair and say, this chair is the perspective of the team or the group. Because very often we sort of do the, I want this, I want that. What we do then as a group, or you could do as a group or as a team or in a relationship, is have a way to keep checking in. You know, do we need to amend this? It's a living contract. Is there something that comes up that we need to sort of contract around? And that really helps a great deal because we have commitment to working on that. So that's why it's so useful and key right at the beginning. A few slides just to outline this. Just sharing screen. First of all, a little bit about the third entity is the perspective of the team, group, or relationship. And when we take this perspective, it shifts us into the bigger picture and it allows us to access more systemic intelligence. Every group, every team, every relationship is a system and has its own intelligence. And we need to tap into that. We need to know kind of what's needed. So for instance, if you asked your group or team, you know, what is it we want to be known for? The minute you're using the word we, what is it as we as a team that we want to be known for in future, for instance? You're tapping in to some of the systemic intelligence there, not just, well, I want this, I want that. The reason why it's important is that often when we sit in a group or team or a relationship, we're looking out at everybody else, but we're not seeing the whole picture of what the team needs. When we've got a kind of third entity, team perspective, systems thinking, then we see the whole picture. We see what this team needs. And that's really crucial as a leader to tap into that so that you're actually co-creating this alliance with people as you're going along. When you do that, you really release the potential of that team. So how do you actually do this in action? What you do is you kind of set up a way of actually talking to people and saying, right, we're going to talk more about how we work together. We're going to design our alliance. And here are some of the key questions to do that. What does this relationship or this team need to thrive? And if there's doubt in that, if people start going, well, I need, then we can actually shift, like, wait a minute, let's shift into what the team needs. And if you're in a room with somebody, people can go and sit in that empty chair. If you're online, you could ask people to pick up an object, and when they pick it up, they're in the perspective of the team, and they can go, wait, what this team needs is, you know, just to help you kind of shift. What is the culture or atmosphere we wish to co-create? This is really important as well. People don't really pay attention to the atmosphere that they want in the team or in the group. It might be low friction, but what if there is friction? How do we want to deal with that? Co-creation again being key. Then of course, with all of this, absolutely, you have to nail it down, because people can come up with words like, oh, honesty, calmness, trust. All right, but what does that look like in action? How would we know we have that? And again, really making sure that the team are responding to this. So it isn't just one person saying, well, I know that there's honesty when this is going on. You know, what about the rest of the team? Is there anything they'd like to add to this? Oh, yes, I would like transparency and it will look like this. What about when things get difficult? So the thrive is really nice. It's a really kind of flourishing, positive, but we have to recognize that sometimes things will go wrong. There will be stress, or there will be a sense that people are not being transparent. So what do we contract in for then? And to get that really clear, like if it's something that's one-on-one, maybe we take it outside, but we do deal with it quickly, and we deal with it in a way that is curious rather than condemning. For instance, I notice that I'm not feeling like you're being fully transparent on this, right? I'm not sure I know everything that I should know here, is probably the better way to put it, rather than you're not being transparent. It's a bit accusatory. So I'm curious about this. Could you say more? Then, of course, what can each of us be counted on for? And this is really important because it's about commitments, but also when people put it in there themselves and they co-own it, right? They've not been told what they need to do and be. They're actually offering as a gift. They have more purchase on it. What's our commitment to each other is also really important. Builds a lot of trust. A lot of the commitments will be around, we'll do our best. We'll do our best. And also, how will we check in on the relationship? Very often at the beginning of meetings, for instance, we sit there and we get the to-do list out. But actually, can we have a minute to say, how are we doing? How is the relationship doing? Can we just step into the perspective of the team? How's the team doing? And that accesses a lot more intelligence as well. Like the team is doing good, or the team is confused, or the team is needing a little bit of clarity, or the team is feeling a little we've all been on Zoom and we're feeling tired. And that helps you to ask as well the next important question, which is what is needed here? What is needed? Keeping it open as a leader. So that's the overview of what Designing the Alliance has been like, module 1. I hope that you find it useful. Drop me a line if you want to know anything else about it. Take care. Bye-bye.